Hey, check out the fenestration system on that building. Fenestration. 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 When I was interviewing an architect some time ago, we were talking about the new Central Public Library in Austin, Texas. It just came up a couple years ago, and it looks really awesome. We were visiting it downtown, and if you haven't seen it, you should Google it and check it out. We were talking about how there are so many open spaces, and this architect even used the word porous to describe the design of the building. It was really big, but yeah, you had lots of openings, lots of entrances, lots of windows. You can even go up to the roof and go out that way to the outside, have some exposure to the gardens there. And porous was such an accurate word because of all of those openings. You might say that the Austin Public Library over there, the Central Public Library, has a lot of fenestration. Because fenestration, to architects and architectural engineers and civil engineers, is the system of windows and doors and skylights and other openings around a building. They're kind of the transition between the inside and outside of a building. And I love the word because it sounds so weird and maybe a little aggressive because it rhymes with penetration, but it's not at all aggressive. If anything, there's actually a very complex and nuanced emotion to the word because there are many positives and many negatives associated with fenestration. Think about if you have lots of big windows and doors and other openings in your building or your home, like in the Central Public Library here in my town. It might improve quality of life for the patrons or the people inside that building because maybe you get better air quality or air circulation. And during COVID, by all means, we know we want some outside air. It might be easier to get in and out. It might be more inviting to people, which is the case for the Austin Public Library I was talking about. Because there are so many entrances all the way around, people can just get inside. It encourages people to use the library. And then think about some of the drawbacks of too much fenestration. Maybe you'll have unwanted pests coming in, not just people. Do you want rats and bugs coming in? Maybe you'll lose a lot of heat or cool air depending on the season. And it might change your costs in running a building or maintaining a building. You might affect the amount of condensation coming in and out of your building. So when an architectural engineer, for example, designs a new building, they have to consider all these different aspects and consequences of different levels and types of fenestration. And it's such a complex problem, a classic engineering problem of optimization and trade-offs. I think fenestration is a very relatable engineering concept too, because everybody has windows and doors. And nowadays, maybe we might have more modular walls or movable walls, and maybe this idea of separating inside and outside becomes fuzzier in the future as our design sensibilities change and evolve. I don't know. So besides sounding cool, coming from the Latin word for window, fenestra, it is cool. Fenestration is a cool engineering system that we should think about, and that is our engineering word of the day. This is Pius saying thanks for listening to the engineering word of the day. If you like this podcast and you want to learn more about other things that I'm doing, including games, educational toys, apps, and other podcasts, please go and support me on Patreon. If you donate at patreon.com/PiosLabs, you'll get updates about all of that.